Many of you probably remember this vaguely stern, aggressively Christian bear family from your childhood books and TV shows. But how do you spell their last name? If you picked this answer, your memory might not be as trustworthy as you think, and it's all thanks to Nelson Mandela? I'm MacKay, and today on I Learned a Thing, we talk about false memories, memory hacking, and the Mandela Effect. The Mandela Effect is a fairly new term for a mind-blowing psychological phenomenon called confabulation. Confabulation is when a person remembers something that they believe to be true but is in fact provably false. It's called the Mandela Effect because, well, wait, let's test this out. According to your memory, when and where did Nelson Mandela die? The correct answer is this one. But some people claim to remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, and they even claim to have watched his funeral on live television back then. The weirdest part about the Mandela Effect isn't necessarily the remembering, it's that many people have the same false memory and can agree on common details. Take comedian Sinbad's role as a genie in the 90s kids classic Shazam. Or don't take it because guess what, nerd? That movie doesn't exist. And the world is a markedly worse place because of it. Oh, God. Not only have thousands of people claim to have watched this supposedly non-existent movie, but they can also agree as a group on many of the same plot points. So why does this happen? Some people claim that confabulations are proof that parallel universes exist. The idea is that two or more near-identical timelines have collapsed together, leaving some people with remnant memories that were true in some timelines, but not in this one. Others claim that some dastardly time travelers traveled to a past era and did something very small, but nonetheless future-changing, like jumping in a puddle or farting on a butterfly. But the most widely accepted scientific explanation for this phenomenon is something that might be the scariest option of all, that our memories are completely unreliable. Julia Shaw is a criminal psychologist who has studied and published extensively on the topic of memory. But sometimes she goes by a more nefarious job title, memory hacker. In an interview with Motherboard, she describes just how easy it is to plant a completely false but believable memory into someone's brain.
So let's say I'm telling you that you committed a crime, and I say I have insider information. Your parents told me that when you were 14 years old, you stole something. If I then get you to imagine what could have been, so picture yourself at the age of 14, you're in your hometown, and I have the name of your best friend, I insert that, get you to picture all these things, I get you to do it over a couple weeks. It gets harder and harder to decipher what's your imagination and what you think is a memory that's coming back.
The whole interview is really interesting. There's a link to it in the description box below. And it's not just memory hackers who can implant false memories. In fact, you hack your own mind every time you remember something. Research published in 2013, yes, the same year Nelson Mandela died, it was a very busy year for false memory apparently, suggests that our memories change every time we remember them. As we revisit tender memories of past victories, heartbreaks, and time-traveling butterfly farts, we're coloring them with updated information, emotions, and perspectives, slightly but permanently changing the memory itself. So the next time you remember that memory, you're remembering the tweaked version, and then you tweak it again and again and again until your memories mean nothing and you have an existential crisis on YouTube right now. Have you ever experienced the Mandela Effect? Let me know in the comments section below. I for sure thought that Shazam movie was 100% real. I'm also taking some feedback for this new series, so let me know what you liked and didn't like in the comments, and suggest any other things you want to learn on Today I Learned a Thing. I would love to talk about anything from science, politics, philosophy, history, Renaissance era taxation. Whatever, man. Remember to subscribe and hit the little bell beside the subscribe button, or else you won't see any of my videos and they'll just get tossed into the big YouTube garbage bin in the sky, and I will be so sad. And finally, today's random end card fact. Cheesecake was invented in ancient Greece, and it was believed to have been served at the first ever Olympics. So, if you want that Michael Phelps bod, just shotgun a whole cheesecake. It's bad advice, don't do that.